Hi everyone, it's Sergey here, and I'm glad to see you on our Yespo YouTube channel. AI is no longer the future, it's happening right now, obviously, and in the past 5 years, we have witnessed explosive growth in AI capabilities. But what does it mean for your e-commerce business, for you as an e-commerce marketer? Let's find it out. And while everyone is joining the webinar, let me tell you a few words about our company. So Yespo is an omnichannel customer data platform for large and medium-sized e-commerce businesses. With our CDP, companies can automatically collect and unify user data from the website, mobile app, offline and direct channels, and activate this data within the platform, specifically using it for segmentation and personalization of future campaigns. Yespo offers channels for communication with your audience. It's email, web and mobile push, in-app, app inbox, widget, Viber, SMS, and Telegram bot. And today we are joined by Oksana Vobiachenko, Chief Marketing Officer here at Yespo. Hi, Oksana.
Hi.
Hi, we are very happy to have you here today. So let's move on. Let's proceed with your presentation.
Thank you, Sergey. And hello, everyone. And thank you for joining us today. My name is Oksana, and I'm excited to talk about a topic that every marketer secretly worried about. Who actually drives growth today? And is it us, the people behind strategy and creativity, or it's AI with its incredible accelerated capabilities and speed? In this webinar, we explore where the real impact comes from. And by the end, I promise you'll see that it's not marketer versus AI, but something entirely different and much more powerful. A couple words about me and about Yespo. I have spent more than 11 years in digital marketing, working on strategy, automation, communications. And at Yespo, as mentioned before, omni-channel customer data platform, we help businesses turn their customer data into meaningful revenue-driven interactions. Today, Yespo serves 500 enterprise-level customers in 76 countries. We have maintained more than 60% year-over-year growth because we focus on one main thing, helping marketers communicate smarter, not harder. And that's exactly what we are going to talk about today. Let's remember how AI has evolved over the last years. If we compare visual models from 2015 and 2025, actually the second image was generated by my team just yesterday. So you see the difference. It's impossible to miss it. And what once looked like an experiment 4 years ago now produces results that are sharp, consistent, and commercially useful. This progression isn't happening somewhere far away. The same level of technology is now being used in e-commerce, marketing, and other industries. According to McKinsey research, more companies every year use AI in at least one business function. And customer communication and customer relations, one of the top areas. What this means for us, marketers. AI is no longer an option. Teams that adopt it early get better efficiency, lower their costs, and faster decision-making. Teams that postpone it fall behind, not because they are doing something wrong, but because the market is moving faster. And here's the part that sometimes feels uncomfortable. AI is catching up to humans very quickly in areas like image classification, language reasoning, and even complex reading comprehension. AI systems now outperform people. And the natural big question appears, are we going to lose our jobs? But the truth is, AI isn't here to replace us marketers or other specialists. It's here to replace the manual, repetitive part of our job that we shouldn't be doing anymore. Our value as marketers is creating strategy, searching for insights and making some conclusions. Be creative, searching for new ideas, be empathetic. And these are the things that AI cannot replicate. You know a lot of technologies that based on AI and are in the market for a while, such as predictive segmentation, product recommendations, a lot of type of automations, integrations. And it's not something completely new. And there is a set of tools that we as a marketer use. Please drop in the comments what of these tools you have already implemented into your business, into your work. Interesting what you use today. And the next big shift, what we expect is agentic AI, where AI acts as a full marketing assistant. And this assistant will help you to manage all the campaigns, all the marketing in your company. And the question, is there going to be someone who is going to do all your job? Let's dive deeper in how exactly those technologies improve business performance. And don't forget to put your questions in the comments. We have Q&A session at the end. So today we talk about 4 main areas like product recommendations, predictive segmentation, AI-assisted A/B testing, and agentic AI. You don't need to be a data scientist to use these tools. What you need is to understand the goal, and AI handles the mechanics. The first, we go to product recommendations. It's basically the technology where AI knows exactly what your customers want, what they want to buy, what's the next best offer for them. This tool personalizes every touch point. How it looks like, I'm sure you met it previously on different websites like blog. It all about products. It also bought together, or you may also like. So this blog could be generated automatically without manual selections, and these blogs can be placed on different type of pages, and on the website, in mobile app, even in messages. And the more accurately you show the relevant products in this blog, the faster customers make decisions. At Yespo, we have more than 200 tested and ready-to-use AI algorithms. They are GPT-based and using transformational model, we will talk about later, that brings plus 226% conversion rate growth. The accuracy of prediction is up to 60%. Also, these blogs of recommendations suitable not only for big platforms and marketplaces, is suitable for companies of different types and industries, no matter if you sell pet products or clothes. It's suitable for every type of e-commerces. They are available for omnichannel use on website, in applications, in direct campaigns, offline. They're also available in bulk campaigns, mass mailings, when you can use them to send to all of your subscriber list. And the best part, that you can implement them without involvement of the developer. Everything you need, just put the script on each page of your website, select the blog or container where you want to place this product recommendation blog, and select what type of algorithms from 200 variations you want to show. Even more, you can put these product recommendations into blog if you want. For example, one of our customers tested such type placement for product recommendations and also grows their sales. And the answer is, the marketer decide where to place it and what to test. The AI just generate best selection of products. Let's break down the technology behind the recommendation today, transformer models. It doesn't that we develop this, because as if you use ChatGPT, or I'm sure you have heard already about it, the T stands for transformers. So transformer model, it's not that we developed, it uses everywhere in different AI tools. This architecture allows the model to interpret sequences, not just individual events of user history. So instead of treating users according user actions as isolated clicks of each product and trying to understand what they want to buy, the model reads them as a story with context and intent. Why he moved to this category, what time he spent on this page, which pairs of product he looked through. And just like GPT continues a sentence while you type in something on the chat, the recommendation model continues the user journey by predicting the next most relevant step. This completely changes how well the system understands customers, especially those with complex or multi-step behavior. And before transformer models, recommendations worked in a much simpler way, because recommendation block is also not something new over, I guess, 5 or even more years, but it worked on collaborative filtering. This type of approach looks at frequency. If many people viewed or bought 2 or more products together, the system recommended them as a pair. So it worked, but it was limited by information and go like in very simple way. And the algorithm didn't understand context, the purpose behind each of purchase, and users' broader interests. This is exactly the gap transformers closed. Transformers became the breakthrough behind GPT because they look at the entire sequence of actions at once, not step by step. It's like a GPT understands the history of your previous chat, use the information you previously typed in, or the voice of communication you used. And when we apply the same idea to e-commerce, the model doesn't just count clicks on each product. It understands patterns of behavior, what users are exploring, how fast they move between categories, products, how their choices relate to each other. This ability to see the bigger picture is what makes the recommendations noticeably more accurate than other methods. So about story, how to understand it. Imagine a customer arrived on your main page, moved to a category, checked several pairs of sneakers, saved something to wish list. That entire chain becomes a sentence, the story about user behavior. And the transformer model takes this sequence and predicts the most logical continuation. Just like GPT can guess the next word, this model guesses the next product. It considers thousands of similar journeys and gives a ranked list, as you can see, of items with its probability of success. This is why output feels relevant. The model not guessing, it's completing the user story by filling the sentence at the end. And transformers become even more effective when we add product embeddings. What embeddings mean? It's information that you put about each product, like descriptions, full information about size, color, the full title, brand, even reviews. So it includes the model understands what each product is, not only how often it was used. By vectorizing product descriptions and the information, even images, the algorithm can connect items by meaning. And this solves several classic problems. For example, new arrivals, when new product don't have information about how often it was clicked, or how often it was viewed, or how often it was purchased. So no historical data is here. but recommendation system can add them to the blog and recommend for future customers because it understands that it's similar to other products have already bought frequently, or it can use it like complementary product to understand that it's accessorized to best seller model. Also, it uses this approach help to find out of stock alternatives and suggest categories and type of products with slow traffic, because if a product is not viewed or very rarely viewed and bought, most of algorithms don't use this product anymore in recommendations, but we can solve this. And the next challenge that we solve in e-commerce, we work with messy product feeds because of inconsistent categories. When you can add a lot of subcategories as you want, missed some attributes, or there is unclear naming and descriptions, and the recommendation system can apply own categorization for such product. It not changes the descriptions or categories on the website. It, in other words, it creates a virtual table when apply additional information that it understood from the descriptions. As a result, recommendation quality improves, especially for cross-sale and upsell blogs. Let's see how it works in action and our examples. Foxtrot, it's a large electronic retailer, had thousands of products with inconsistent attributes. And for example, in general category toothbrush, they also sell toothbrush heads. But as we understand, it's not like toothbrush, it's accessory. So when they want to add recommended blogs to the cart or to the abandoned cart email, and not to suggest another toothbrushes, the system understood that it's relevant to suggest accessorizes to these toothbrushes and found in this category products relevant to this. And by letting AI reorganize product categories and rebuild the feed structure, we help business unlock much cleaner cross-sale and upsell logic. As a result, CTR grew and accessory sales increased 1.5 times. So, and the best part of this, no redesign, no new campaigns, no new logic. You just need to add as more information as you can to recommendation engine and allow it to learn from your information. And recommendations become more better every next time. And one more slide about how to understand the difference between the traditional algorithm and transformers. That traditional give you a basic recommended for you blog, and it was usually built on simple rules or popularity trends. Transformers work differently. They analyze full behavior history and patterns, product meaning, and the relations between items. For example, when one customer bought bicycle, the suggestion is helmet for bike. If someone other bought a bottle, it doesn't mean it's for bottles for cycling or for the gym or for the yoga. It suggested some other sport equipment. If another customer bought gloves, also it doesn't matter what category of gloves it was. It suggested another sport equipment. But transformers understand the context that each of what item was related to sport, and according to the full history of one user purchases, it suggested more relevant items such as helmet for cycling and t-shirt for cycling, because another type of accessories he has already bought, so he don't need something similar to previous ones. And here are the numbers we saw after implementing transformer-based recommendations to our clients. in a lot of industries, it's multiply results and main metrics. And order share from these blocks also show significant increase. So you can use, as I mentioned before, you can use recommendations in different industries and different websites. It doesn't matter what items you sell. Another example from Puma, a global brand with both online and offline presence. Their goal was simple: improve conversion across key pages, product page, category, homepage, and the cart. And by aiding AI-powered recommendations and letting the model learn from user behavior, they achieved great results in main metrics. And the most important part, these changes didn't require redesign of the website or adding something new to the website, generating new content, or create a new strategy. Everything you need to choose what pages and what blocks, between what blocks on your website you want to use these recommendations. The next example comes from Natalie Bolher, a women's fashion brand. They added personalized product recommendations to their triggered messages, like abandoned carts, abandoned browse emails. Triggered flows are usually stable performance, but personalization pushes them much further. In their case, revenue from triggered campaigns increased by 7 times. And as the content became more relevant, its influence both on open behavior and purchase decisions. The third example is Leaky24, a healthcare delivery service with large recurrent traffic. Their challenge was typical for mass campaigns: high volume of contact base, stable but not exceptional performance, because triggers perform better, as we know, and a lot of effort needed to maintain personalization manually. How we prepare a bulk campaign? We put some banner and maybe the best seller from each block, because we cannot create a personalized email to each of customer is in our contact base. We try to put the best offers or the best item, the item with the highest discount. But implementing personalized recommendations in bulk emails allow you to personalize each email to each customer. Doesn't matter how many thousand or million contact base you have. And let's switch to the second major area, predictive segmentation. If recommendation answers the question, what should we offer? Predictive models answer, to whom should we show it right now? The idea is straightforward. Instead of guessing who is ready to buy or who is about to churn, AI calculates these possibilities for every single contact. This lets you spend your budget more intentionally and send messages only where the likelihood of action is real. Where we usually use predictive segmentation, also in bulk campaigns. Instead of sending one message to your entire contact active base, predictive segmentation selects the groups that are most likely to respond today. For some customers, the chance to convert is high. They go in our main segment, blue segment. Others have low intent, and excluding them helps you save budget and improve deliverability. A separate group sits in the middle. These are people who didn't look obvious, but are statistically similar to those who tend to buy. And this mix usually brings the best financial outcome. And how we generate it? The model looks at thousands of signals: browsing patterns, purchase frequency, recency, product categories, time of day of purchasing, interactions across different channels, interactions across different platforms like website and mobile app. It tracks how customers behave before buying or dropping off, and then assigns a probability score to each contact. The result isn't a guess, it's like a prioritization, your contact list, who we add today to your campaign. And you, as a marketer, still decide what to do with each segment that was generated. And now you can work with clearer data-driven groups. And the difference between manual segmentation and predictive is in that the algorithms can work with broader data. Marketers usually work with what is easily to access, purchase history, but limited by the time, because if your customer live with you, with your business 5-10 years, it's impossible to consider all the purchase history, every single purchased item. You also can't see the spend, how many money they brought to you, but also you can consider AOV. But it's impossible to understand some spikes. Of course, it could be caused by seasonal campaigns, but some spikes may not have obvious reasons. You also can consider recency, geography information, gender. AI uses all of that information, plus complete browsing behavior, micro patterns that repeat across different buyers. So not only each person individually, it compared to other buyers. And if we move upper, correlations between buyer groups that are impossible to spot manually. This wider context is why predictive models outperform even well-built manual segments. They see the signals we people can't, simply because they analyze far more data at once. Our case study is about fashion brands that wanted to improve their efficiency of messenger promotions. They were sending campaigns broadly, but many contacts were either not ready to buy or not engaged at all. After switching to predict segmentation, their conversion grew by 300%, and return on marketing investments or return on ad spend was higher compared to manual segmentation. This happened because the brands started sending messages only to people who had real purchase intent and stopped spending money on low value traffic. The next area where AI helps marketers is A/B testing. I'm sure most teams agree with me today that testing is important, but in reality, very few of us run tests really regularly. It takes time. It takes more specialists to include in the workflow. It requires discipline, and it's easy to postpone when you have seasonal campaigns or urgent tasks, like right now during the Black Fridays. AI-assisted testing removes this barrier. It allows your automations improve continuously, even if you don't manually initiate a single test. The system works in the background, choosing better performing variants and keep working only them while your team focuses on strategy. In our system, this tool we called one from many block, because this block decides which variant to show. So you provided several message variations. It could be 3, 5, 10. You can even generate using this block more variations to test. And system distributes them automatically, checking performance and prioritizing what works better. So you don't need to check in the results and pause ineffective messages. It's something similar if you worked with Facebook ads. They also have dynamic creatives. So it switches before different, and after the best performing one, it states works only one or two of them. It improves engagement without complicated setup. It reduces routine to stop, restart, and relaunch campaigns. And as you can see on the left image, maybe it's smaller, but you see that general testing campaign includes different paths. So you need to split traffic between different variations to understand how each of them worked. But now you can just put one block to your workflow, and this block will take into account all messages with one tag, similar tag between all messages. And it gives cleaner data for your next decision. You understand what worked better. This is especially useful for abandoned carts and browse flows. The campaigns that run constantly and you don't have enough traffic to test at once. Like when you send a bulk campaign, you see the results immediately. But with triggered campaigns, you need more time to see the test results. And this block helps with us to see small ongoing improvements. One great example about Prom, it's an e-commerce platform with 52 million monthly visits. They use one from main block to upgrade the abandoned mobile browse notifications. So you can test even reminders after reminders in one sequence, and you don't need to split the traffic. So you put this block as many as you want in one workflow. And the result was impressive. Clicks increased, conversions grew, and no extra development or design were required, as these blocks also help you to generate the message. Now let's move to what's coming next, agentic AI. This is a new stage where AI stops being just a tool. It becomes a working assistant that can plan, suggest, execute tasks you want. Marketers still manage most steps: segmentation, content creation, time preferences, channels choosing, and agentic AI will take over these operational layers. Your role shifts from manual management to setting goals and supervising how the system achieves them. This doesn't reduce your value, it shifts your time towards strategy and creative decisions, because your expertise, your imagination, your creativity, that still work there. And the idea of a marketing assistant is simple. You describe the task, increase AOV, reduce churn, increase cross-sale of products, and the system chooses the right actions: who to target, which channel to use, when to send, and how to personalize each message. The marketer stays in control of the context, accuracy, voice of communication, the main idea, the whole strategy, while the assistant takes care of execution. This approach is much closer to how we already work with tools like ChatGPT, but adapted specifically for retention and e-commerce journeys. And here we're moving from individual AI tools toward a coordinated system. Instead of using separate modules, some for prepare segments, for generating content, generating images, review performance, and generate insights from launch campaigns, we connect them through a multi-agent approach in one ecosystem. And all agents rely on the shared memory, because when you use each tool, you don't have one main hub with the whole information about your strategy and your approaches, and you need to put as much more information to each tool for better results. And shared memory gives context, behavior, preferences, results, and makes the system capable of taking informed actions. For marketers, this means you interact with one interface, while behind the scene a full ecosystem is working together. And example of this in practice, you provide, for example, you provide to link to a webinar, or to a promotion, or a product page. This assistant analyzes the content, builds a campaign plan, prepares the message, generate, for example, banner from with the speaker, generate title, highlights the main information about webinar, like time and date, puts short description, so generates the whole email, selects the right channels. For example, for Brenda, it's SMS. For John, this is web push, and so on. And even suggest tests to improve performance. You oversee the process. You see all generated results. You can approve them or adjust, edit, and then the system runs the workflow. And the system continues tracking results and updating the campaign as new data comes in. This flow shows how much operational work can be delegated without losing control and quality. And what this shift means. A few years ago, British Airways shared an interesting statistic. On long flights, 70-100% of pilots can safely take a short nap during the flight, because the aircraft is supported by multiple layers of automation. It's not about to replace the pilots in the future, but to reduce the workload and prevent fatigue during routine parts of the flight. Of course, we are not going to sleep at work, but maybe someone will, it's in the future. But the logic is similar. Automation handles repetitive tasks with high precision. It monitors thousands of signals at once, something no human can keep it up with. And that allows professionals, whenever pilots or marketers or other specialists, to stay focused on what actually requires human judgment, complex decisions, strategy, creativity. AI doesn't make us less needed. It protects our time for the best part of the job, where we bring the most value. And businesses adopt AI not because it's fashionable, but because the benefits are measurable. And we can see how many areas covered by AI today. These are practical outcomes. And I want to finish my webinar today with this quote. AI won't replace humans, but humans with AI will replace humans without AI. And it captures the reality very accurately. AI isn't a threat to marketers. It's a multiplier. People who learn to work with AI will outperform those who rely only on manual approaches. Technology alone doesn't generate results. The advantage comes when skilled teams use it thoughtfully, combining expertise with automation. And I want to highlight something practical you can take with you from today. If you want to understand how exactly AI can improve your marketing performance, you can book a free strategy session with our team. My team drops the link in the comment now. And this is not a generic consultation. It's about how we help to analyze your real data, your campaigns, your messages, and current flows, and give you an action plan. It's the fastest way to see where AI can bring the most immediate value for your business using your current campaigns and information. And thank you for being here today, and I'll be happy to take your questions. Hi. Can I replace my marketer with agentic AI? So I think no, as this won't change, and this won't change in coming years, I'm sure. As agentic AI can automate some routine work. It could help analyze data, launch campaigns, but even generate idea of campaigns, generate each message of campaign in the flow. But the strategic idea and being in informational sphere, when the marketer understands the market, your customers could provide deep research, phone reviews, and understand the marketer understands more about your customers that AI that uses only limited data you have already provided. And it cannot replace the whole brand understanding, what unique proposition you want to show and how to communicate with your customers, especially when you have your own brand voice. So I think no. Hi, how do I start using AI for my store? Okay, actually, you can start using AI tools from small tasks that you understand you can automate and that have repetitive meaning, and such as creating messages, generate images and banners for your campaigns. Also start with areas that bring immediate impact, and for tools that we have talked about today, you can also try with them. For example, with product recommendations. If you only start your business or the historic data is not like long, but you just can put the script on your website and it starts collect data immediately. And after several weeks, it could suggest first recommendations for your website. You can also try A/B testing and see what your messages and generated messages, what performs better, understand how to work with new text further. And they require minimal setup, and you see results quickly. And then you can move into more advanced workflows and agentic types of tools. It doesn't matter if you choose Yespo for your campaigns or another type. So start with small repetitive tasks, then move to immediate impact results, and scale. How do you use it at work? Hello. Can I configure product recommendations for my store myself? Is it difficult? No. Everything you need, it's the ability to put script. It's a piece of code like Pixel from Facebook or Google Tag Manager script on each page of your website, that the full information about each customer will be collected. And then if you whenever used blocked website builders, when you put different blocks on your website, it's something similar, and you need a bit of understand of HTML to find the place like div tag of your website or p tag. And we know the website is like table structure, so you need to find this section of your website where to put product recommendations. And that's all. Everything other you can setting in the interface inside. For example, in our interface at Yespo, you select what type of pages you want to show, just like URL or URL starts with, and what type of recommendation you want to show. Bestsellers, just general recommendations, or you can also limit it by some parameters. For example, show recommendations with price over 50 euros, or show recommendations from particular brands, and so on. But it's very easy in the interface, like you setting simple campaigns. So it's not difficult. Hello, I don't think I'm collecting enough customer data now. Will these tools work for me? Okay, yes, even if you have limited data, this is the data, so it's not the empty store. It can be used because modern models rely not only on purchase history, but also on browsing behavior, product semantics, and similarity patterns. And for example, for AI assisted A/B testing, you don't need previous data. You just put in your current workflows and it will work with next data comes in. So as you grow, the recommendations and predictions become more precise. Maybe for the first time, you won't see the numbers I show today from the case studies, because this is a big stores with huge data. But day by day, month by month, you collected more data and it performed better. Think of it as a system that improves together with your data maturity. Hi, I'm interested with this new technology, transformers. I have fashion online store and seen such recommendations on other websites. Looks great. How can I add this to my current CRM? So you can't simply add transformer models to a CRM, but it's not usually the CRM features, because CRM not generate content for website, it just collect information. But data in CRM can improve accuracy. So adding information for CRM help improve the recommendation engine itself. And you can, for example, if your support manager or sales manager use CRM data to contact your customers, you can import their recommendations from a systems to CRM and use it. For example, at offline stores, our clients also use generated recommendations for customer if they could identify them by phone number or loyalty card. So if you want to use transformer-based recommendations, you'll need a system like Yespo that has these models integrated out of the box, and then you can use these recommendations in other tools that you have already used. Thank you all of you for your attention and for your questions, and see you on our next webinars. And don't forget to use AI in your work.